Okay, so let's talk AI. The market projections are just wild. We're talking $124 billion this year, climbing to what, $826 billion by 2030.
Yeah, it's pretty staggering. It really does feel like one of those moments, like
Yeah.
the early internet days, a real shift.
Exactly, a huge transformation.
Yeah.
And that's what we're digging into today on this deep dive. There's so much noise around AI right now, lots of criticism, even from people kind of riding the AI wave
All
themselves.
right. And we want to get past that surface level chatter and look at how our actual relationship with these tools is, well, changing.
For you listening, the learner, trying to make sense of this fast-moving world, we get it. It can feel overwhelming.
Definitely. Our aim here isn't just to list off AI fails. It's about figuring out, okay, how do we actually use this stuff effectively? How do we engage with it properly?
Yeah, moving beyond the simple, oh, it made a mistake critique. We want to unpack how interacting with AI can actually help us, level up our skills, get better results at work, in life.
And we've pulled together a bunch of different sources, regulatory reports, industry analysis, some practical guides too, to try and get a clearer picture.
Okay, let's jump in. So this criticism wave, it's interesting, isn't it?
It really is. One source calls it the new hype, basically, criticizing AI while still kind of benefiting from the attention it gets.
Ah, yeah, you see that. And the common complaints are things like prompt engineering is dead, or AI just makes everything sound the same, that's dragging everyone down.
And some of that is fueled by genuine concerns, right? AI does make mistakes, these
Oh.
hallucinations.
Oh, for sure.
Like the Air Canada chatbot giving wrong info about bereavement fares. That's serious. Or lawyers citing fake cases generated by AI.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
Definitely erodes trust. And then there's the argument that, okay, AI has tons of data, but it doesn't know things like a person does. It lacks that lived experience, that personal knowledge.
True. But like maybe focusing only on those errors or that lack of personal knowledge kind of misses a bigger point.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, is the most important question whether the AI gets a fact slightly wrong, or is it something deeper?
Exactly. Are we overlooking the more systemic issues
Mhm.
like bias?
Right. Bias is a huge one. It's not just about random errors. AI is trained on data. And if that data reflects existing societal biases, well, the AI learns them.
And potentially amplifies them. We saw that with, wasn't it an Amazon AI recruitment tool that showed bias against women? Because the historical hiring data it learned from was biased.
Yeah, exactly. Or think about AI used for things like determining benefit claims. If the underlying data is skewed, you could get discriminatory outcomes. That's a much deeper problem than a factual error.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it touches on broader societal impacts too. Trust in information, even democratic processes, especially with AI-driven misinformation. These are the ethical challenges we really need to grapple with.
So it's less about AI got it wrong and more about how do we build and use this responsibly.
Precisely. Which is why there's so much focus now on responsible AI frameworks. We need ethical guidelines.
We're seeing governments step in too, right? Like the EU's AI Act.
Yes, that's a big one. A real attempt to create a legal framework. And in the UK, you have initiatives like Lord Holmes's AI regulation bill, pushing for AI that's human-led and ethical.
It seems like the core principles are usually around safety, transparency, fairness, accountability, making sure humans are ultimately in control.
Absolutely. And you see companies trying to build this in from the ground up, like comma.ai, one of our sources. They talk about their designed experiential intelligence platform.
DEI, right? What's their angle?
Their focus is very human-centric. They use something called a knowledge graph, but it's informed by human values. And crucially, they emphasize human-in-the-loop governance, making sure people are overseeing things, ensuring the information is ethical and truthful.
So keeping humans involved, making it explainable, respecting privacy, all those key responsible AI elements.
Exactly. Data transparency, explainability, accessibility, ethical guidance. It's about building trust and ensuring AI serves human interests, not the other way around.
Okay, so if we shift from just fixing errors to building ethically, where does that leave us, the users? How does our interaction change? This brings us back to prompt engineering, doesn't it?
It does, because despite some saying it's, a fad or dead,
Which seems premature.
right, other sources like Superhuman's Life argue it's actually becoming a really fundamental skill. It's not just asking a question, it's the communication layer between our ideas and the AI's power.
Like how we translate what we want into something the machine can execute effectively. Designing the outcome, not just asking a question.
Precisely. And that statistic is quite telling, the average successful prompt being around 21 words versus the average user's 9.
Wow, okay. That shows there's real thought, real craft involved. It's not just typing whatever pops into your head.
Not if you want good results, no. And this skill, this ability to communicate effectively with AI, is starting to really change how things get done.
In the workplace, for sure, we're seeing AI automating tasks, improving processes.
Yeah, things like routine writing, coding help, summarizing long documents, analyzing data. It frees up people for more complex, creative, or strategic thinking. McKinsey highlights this potential.
And didn't McKinsey mention some pretty big productivity gains? Something like,
Up to 40% higher productivity with what they call layered prompt engineering. So using prompts strategically, in sequence perhaps, that's significant.
absolutely huge. And beyond just efficiency, it's also about getting better insights, right? Faster data analysis.
Mm-hmm. Superhuman's Life points that out. Smarter prompts lead to faster, deeper insights from data. And think about creative fields too.
Right, like generating ideas for stories or suggesting color palettes for designers, even helping compose music sketches. AWS gives examples like these.
It becomes a sort of collaborator, an assistant that can handle some of the legwork or provide starting points.
It's interesting to frame this evolution. How does learning to prompt compare to other tech shifts?
Well, one source made a great analogy comparing it to early web designers learning HTML.
Ah, okay. I like that.
Yeah, HTML wasn't the end goal, but it was the basic literacy you needed to build anything online back then. Prompting could be similar, the foundational skill for interacting with this next wave of tech.
It's just part of how we adapt, isn't it? Humans have always learned to use new tools. Fire, the wheel, the printing press, the computer. Now AI. We learn the interface.
Exactly. And the key shift in thinking, as Superhuman's Life puts it, is towards outcome thinking. Not just what can this AI do, but what outcome do I want to achieve and how do I guide the AI to get there?
That feels much more proactive. And this idea of skill stacking.
Right. Combining your domain expertise, whether it's marketing or science or art, with effective prompting skills.
Oh.
That combination makes you way more valuable and, frankly, more independent. It enhances your abilities.
It's not about the AI replacing you, but you leveraging the AI.
Precisely. And the field of prompting itself is getting more sophisticated. We're seeing techniques like prompt chaining.
Where you link outputs together.
Yeah, or few-shot prompting, giving the AI examples to guide it. Even meta prompting, where you use AI to help you write better prompts. It's developing its own depth.
Which really underlines the opportunity here, doesn't it? It's not some arcane technical skill anymore.
Not at all. That's a
Yeah.
key point. It's democratizing access. You don't need to be a hardcore coder to use these incredibly powerful tools now. Prompting is the gateway.
And companies are noticing. McKinsey talks about new roles emerging, like prompt engineer, but also just the general need to upskill everyone to work with AI effectively.
It's becoming a necessary competency, but it's not just about corporate jobs either.
Right. Superhuman's Life had some really practical examples of how individuals can actually, make money from this now.
Yeah, things like becoming a prompt coach for small businesses who don't have the time to figure it all out.
Or an internal consultant helping teams automate tasks.
Or even creating and selling specialized prompt libraries for specific niches like marketing or academic writing.
Building custom GPTs for particular functions, developing AI-powered content engines. There seem to be quite a few accessible avenues opening up.
Absolutely. These are real low-barrier ways for people to leverage this skill and create value. And looking slightly further ahead,
The autonomous agents.
yeah, the idea that AI agents will manage more and more of our digital workflows. If that happens, being able to effectively prompt, manage, and guide those AI workers becomes absolutely critical.
So, okay, pulling this all together, while the early criticisms about AI errors are, fair points to raise,
They are, but they're not the whole story.
right, a deeper look means grappling with bias, ethics, and responsible development. And crucially, understanding how our interaction with AI is changing.
And prompt engineering, far from being dead, seems to be emerging as a really key skill in that interaction. It's how we steer these tools towards better outcomes, how we evolve our own professional capabilities.
So would really encourage you, the listener, to maybe explore some of these resources. Think about how AI is showing up in your work or life.
Hmm. And consider how developing that ability to guide AI through thoughtful prompting, that outcome thinking, could open up new possibilities for you.
Yep.
Maybe check out something like that Google Prompting Essentials course mentioned in the sources.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. The real power here isn't just in the AI itself. It's in our human ability to direct it, to shape its potential through careful, intentional prompting.
It's about deciding how we want this technology to evolve. Are we passive recipients or are we actively shaping it?
Becoming active shapers, that's the challenge and the opportunity.